this, I feel unfazed, like when I'm with my friends with a cup raised. Come Monday, I got a gun raised.
So, the fifth question is, have you lied on this test? And I'm like, well, why would anyone lie on an anonymous test? So, I put no because I didn't lie. And it's like, that's kind of a really weird question to ask. Like, I don't know, it didn't make sense to me why he would ask if we lied on the test if it's anonymous. I mean, of course people are going to put no, and maybe some kid's going to put yes just to seem different. The whole thing was a little weird, and I am surprised I didn't get destroyed right there. So the first question, he gives us this scenario. This kid is in school, and he has a quiz, but he doesn't know about the quiz. There's a hook. Thank Jesus. Okay. I don't know which one of these is more valuable for making stuff, but I've never used worm tooth. Why would I want mud? Okay. So he gives us this scenario. This kid is in class, and apparently he has a quiz, but he doesn't know it. So this kid that has the same teacher comes up and says, hey, there's a quiz in the class. Did you know about it? And he's like, no, I had no idea. And he said, yeah, it's all about just this one topic. It's only one page in the textbook. It'll be easy to just skim over and read. So the kid says, oh, okay, thanks for the tip. And the kid runs to his locker, and he gets his textbook and gets ready to go to class. So the kid's running, like, while he's walking to class, and skimming through the page of the textbook, and he finds the page, and he has time to read one word, and I forget exactly what the word was, but it was a form of polygamy, and that's when a man takes more than one wife, and it meant a wife taking more than one husband. It's about an island. The quiz is about an island, and it's where the women are more in charge than the men. They're more, like, they have the role of men everywhere else in the world. Like, you know, the world is, men do have more power. I don't care what you say. They seem a bit more in charge, and of course in the United States women have rights equally, but they just say that. They don't really get treated as equally, like, completely. So in this island, I forget what it's called. I really wasn't paying attention that much, but so the first question on the quiz, again, this isn't a real quiz. This is just part of this guy's story. So he's got this elaborate story, and the first question is, what does this word mean? And it's the word the kid read about. The student that told this guy about the quiz told him it's all about this island, that the women are more dominant than the men, and it's just one page out of the book, and so he remembers that the women are more dominant than the men. He recognizes that the word looks like polygamy, and so he puts when a woman takes more than one husband down as the answer, which was the correct answer. They go over the answers, and he gets it right. So the question from this guy was, did he cheat? And we had to write down on the piece of paper if we thought the guy cheated or not. And I put no. Apparently he did cheat. Now, I personally don't think it's cheating if a classmate tells you, hey, there's a quiz, this is what it's on, because that's their choice. You didn't ask for anything like that. I mean, in the story, this kid's sitting down eating in the cafeteria, and his friend comes up and says this. So it's not like the guy asked, hey, did we have a quiz? What are the answers? The guy just comes up and says it to him. So I put no. But apparently he did cheat somehow, and even though the guy didn't tell him, hey, here's the first answer, this is the first question, here's the answer to it, he still apparently cheated because he knew what the thing was over. So you're supposed to, apparently in the story, read that in the book the previous night and get ready for class the next day. And so, of course, the kid doesn't do that, and he's just skimming, sees one word, gets the question right on the quiz, and apparently that's cheating because he skimmed through the book, saw a word, recognized what it looked like, knew that women were more dominant, and he made an extremely educated guess of what the word meant. But apparently he cheated, and oh shit. I wanted to throw a glow stick. And there's the beeping. That's nice. That's just what I wanted. At least I got... God. That's not what I wanted at all. Well, at least I got the hook. So put that in there for now. So, the kid apparently cheated because he had an unfair advantage over everyone else by knowing that there was a quiz and knowing what the quiz was over. But, I mean, I'm sitting there going, wait a minute. This was assigned reading. So everyone should know what this is. And so he doesn't have an unfair advantage of knowing what it's on. Everyone should have known. It's on this. This is what we were supposed to read for class. If there's any quiz, it's going to be over this. There shouldn't have been a question about that. But apparently there was a question, and it's one page out of the textbook. It shouldn't have been a big deal for anybody. Apparently the guy, because he knew what the quiz was over, and he looked in the textbook on his way to class and found the word and saw it before he got there, it's cheating because he looked in the textbook and saw the words in the textbook, not from his friend. That's cheating because he looked in the textbook. So I'm just sitting there like, you gotta be kidding me. This guy doesn't really understand that the kid was told what the quiz was over, which was stuff that they were supposed to read. Now, this isn't actual, like, this wasn't a real thing. Again, if you didn't know, I didn't have this quiz. This didn't actually happen. And so the kid looks in his textbook, finds the answer, goes to class, and uses the answer from the textbook. Again, from the textbook, not from the kid. The kid didn't say a word to him about what the first answer was. Didn't say the answer, didn't say the question, nothing. So, still, the guy insists that he cheated because he had an, I'm quoting him here, unfair advantage over the rest of the students. I don't think it's an unfair advantage for you to look in the textbook and find what you were supposed to read and then 2 bars short. I knew it. I just don't think that's an unfair advantage. Because, I mean, they were supposed to read it, weren't they? So, he should have seen it. And, no, guy still insists on it being cheating, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. Do I have to make this at the sawmill? Do I even have the hook in here? No, that's the problem. Alright. So, I just don't see it how that could have been seen as cheating if the kid got the answer out of the textbook and was told without asking what the quiz was over. So, it was weird. So the guy says, if your friends tell you about an answer on a quiz or what the quiz is going to be over, and you go and you know the answer when you get in there, which you should know the answers to a quiz when you go in there anyway, they wanted us to tell the teacher, I shouldn't get credit for number one because I knew the answer before I came in here. And it's like, okay, you should know the answers before you come in here. Yeah, I don't even know. So he said that the teachers would grade us out of 4 if the quiz was out of 5 if we tell them, oh, I shouldn't get credit for this. Now I'm like, I'm sitting there like, no teacher's going to do that. You say you shouldn't get credit for this, they're going to say why. He said that they're not going to ask us why. Of course the teacher's going to ask why. If you go up and say you shouldn't get credit for something, the teacher's not just going to say, oh, okay, this student doesn't want points. No, of course they want points. They're going to say, oh, did you cheat? Did you do this? Did you do that? They're going to ask. And it was weird. This guy says, oh, the teachers will understand. They'll respect you for saying that you shouldn't deserve, that you shouldn't get the credit for this. I'm like, yeah, they'll respect us, and that's good. But I seriously doubt they will change the grading for one student because he says he shouldn't get credit for that. It just doesn't make sense to me that a teacher would just say, oh, okay, you don't want credit for that, I just won't give it to you. No, teachers want to give credit where credit's due, and if a student says that they don't think they should get credit, the teacher's going to ask why. Not just going to assume, oh, cheating, oh, he knew the answer from a friend, which cheating, obviously, and I'm just going to stop talking about it because I could go on, and I'm probably repeating myself, but it was just, it was weird. I mean, yeah, I know cheating goes on in every high school, but this was like a weird way to tell us, or to ask us, and pretty much command of us to stop doing it. Now, like I said before, I wouldn't cheat on my exams because I know that if I cheat and if I get into some college that's way, way too hard, then I'm not going to do well. It's going to be a waste of money, time, all that. So I'm just doing, what I can and taking the grades that I get. And honestly, I could care less if I get an A or a B. All the students where I go to school, they're uptight about their grades. And they want the grade. If they take a test, they want the grades to be up like within an hour after the test. They'll be checking the grade thing online constantly until the grades show up, and I'm not like that. I mean, me checking it constantly isn't going to change what I get. Like, it's not going to help. It's not going to hurt. Nothing. So I just let it happen. I take what I get, and I move on. I could really care less. But, everyone's different. But cheating apparently extremely big problem, and it was enough for them to make a captain from the Navy come in and tell us about integrity and all this. And I'm looking around, and I'm like, I can tell which of these guys in my class would be the people cheating, and they're the ones not looking at him when he's talking or paying attention to what he's doing, not looking at the slides he's showing us or anything like that. So I'm like, okay, these guys that he needs to be talking to aren't paying attention, and I hope the school knows that the guys that are cheating aren't going to pay attention when some random guy comes to talk to us. They're not even going to be paying attention during class.
Sitting on the sidelines,